Hey, what is up, YouTube? Jakeblake going to give you a deck profile on a little treat for you guys. I just was kind of playing around on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro and testing different decks, and I thought, how can I make a really competitive deck as well as kind of keeps the skill in Yu-Gi-Oh! So I kind of just, fished around to see what I could find, and I made this deck. So basically, it's going to revolve around your Gishki Tetroger. He basically, his effect is once per turn you can declare one card, monster, spell, or trap, and basically you and your opponent both have to send the same thing. So basically, if you choose a spell, your opponent has to mill a spell, and same for monster or a trap. And they can choose to discard a random card from their hand to negate it, but other than that, you pretty much plus what you want to do is you want to send your Aquamirrors to the grave and things like that, and your Shaddolls and your Burning Abyss monsters. But let me get into the deck profile. So obviously you run your triple Gishki Tetroger. He's the guy you want to start up with. It's really easy to get into him. It's really easy to recycle him with Aquamirror. Then we run triple Burning Abyss Skarm. Skarm just gets you your Djinns, so you can get into the Djinn lock a lot easier and a lot quicker. It gets you into your rank 3s like Fortune Tune, allows you to stall for time and just get the combo pieces that you need. And then Skarm is just there again for those instant rank 3s. He also can, get Skarm on the field, and just search in the end phase. Then I run 2 Manju with the 10,000 hands. I run just 2 just because it's quite easy to get consistency in this deck. You fish through your deck quite a lot, and so I just thought 2 was perfect. So then onto the Djinn lock. We have Djinn Releaser. Obviously, if you don't know, if you ritual summon using this card, then your opponent can't special summon. So basically, that's the Djinn lock. But then I run one more Djinn Demolisher, and basically, what he does is your opponent can't really target him with card effects. So that's really good, but you can use it with your card effects. And then one Tour Guide, unfortunately it's out one, but this card really comes in handy, and you can also recycle it with Tour Bus and Fortune Tune. Tour Bus, again, you can really speed through this deck really quickly, and just having that Tour Bus to shuffle everything back into your deck and recycle it, and it really comes in handy. And then we have double Shaddoll Dragon. Shaddoll Dragon's just for back row. You can mill it with Gishki Tetroger and just get the effects off of it. Same with Shaddoll Beast. If you want a free draw, or if you don't want to dump something in the grave, you can just dump him. Then for your searcher, you have Shaddoll Hedgehog. Flip, you get a fusion. Shaddoll Falco. He's your main setup. He sets up your plays really easily. Gets you into your synchros. It's good level 2, and you can special summon any Shaddoll monster when he's flipped from the grave. And then I'm playing one Shaddoll Schemato. One's really all you need. Again, guys, you're going to be recycling a lot of cards. Tour Bus is going to be putting in a lot of work. Your Fortune Tunes are going to be putting a lot of work. Your Mirrors will be. And speaking of mirrors, we have Gishki Aquamirror. I run 3. It's a really, really good card. You don't even care if it goes to the graveyard, because you can just obviously just shuffle it back in. But if you don't know what it is, basically if you have a ritual in your grave and this card, you can shuffle the spell card back into your deck and add the ritual back into your hand. So it's really good for recycling. And then we play one Shaddoll Fusion. I wanted to focus this more around the Gishki engine, because from what I see it as, you stop your opponent from special summoning. He is a continuous miller, so you can just keep sending cards from your deck to your grave. And Shaddoll Fusion, again, guys, you can just always recycle it with your fusions when they hit the grave. And then I just run one El Shaddoll Fusion with that. So then I run 2 Dark World Dealings. I found 3 to be cloggy. 2 is just perfect. You can dump your Burning Abyss, you can dump your Gishkis, you can dump your Shaddolls. Let's say you have like a beast in your hand that you don't really want, it's kind of dead, you can just discard it and draw one. It's also really bad for your opponent, because a lot of times I've found that my opponent won't have any cards in their hand, so a lot of times you'll actually draw one and discard one. They have to discard the one card that they ended up drawing. So then I run one Book of Moon. Book of Moon I really like. It's considered a staple in my opinion. one Regeki, one Foolish Burial, just again to set up your plays. One supply unit. So I really like supply unit because if you go tour guide into like a graph, and then let's say you special summon a Fortune Tune, well, next turn your opponent likes to attack into a Fortune Tune. You detach Scarm, or you detach Graph, special summon Scarm. Scarm blows up. You get a search in the end phase, and supply unit allows you to draw. So that's what I find myself doing often. Then for the traps, we run 2 Phoenix Chain, 1 Solemn Warning, 1 Compulse, 1 Shaddoll Core, just to get into your extra, Shaddoll monsters if you need an extra attribute, and then 1 Torrential Tribute, and that's the main deck right there, guys. It's pretty awesome. I like to play it. It really involves a lot of thought, something that I think this game in Yu-Gi-Oh! It really needs. It's really missing, unfortunately. But onto the extra deck, I run 2 Construct. Construct's good. It just sets up your grave, gets rid of those problematic monsters. Winda, she's like your second best lock. Normally you want to go for the Djinn lock first, but if you don't, you always have Winda. And then, awesomely enough, you have your El Shaddoll, a monolith. So basically, she's the new Shaddoll monster coming into the format. So the fact that you're able to go into that is also really good. 1 Arcanite, 1 Black Rose, and 1 Armates. And then for the XYZs, we run 1 Allure card, 2 Fortune Tune. Again, guys, you recycle so much in this deck, and you gain life points. It's just unbelievable. You'll find your opponent scratching their head on just thinking how to get around it. Honestly, because it can't be targeted and it protects itself during battle or destruction. 1 Cowboy because he wins games. 1 Maestroke. I kind of just threw him in there just for protection. 1 Castell, and then 1 101, obviously. So I don't really have a side deck yet. I'm still kind of just messing around with the deck right now. It seems to be doing really well, guys. It really has outs to a lot of your opponent's plays, and it can just kind of outplay your opponent. It can also you tend to have really long games with the duel anyway, and sometimes you might find yourself just like milling out your opponent. Just by them running out of cards. But yep, other than that, that's been the deck profile, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Comment your thoughts.